action.
Hi guys, I am coming to you live from Paris. C'est magnifique ici. This is my friend Rachel. Please check out her channel. She will be doing an awesome montage about everything that she saw in Paris. I highly encourage you to check it out. This vlog has to be a collaboration vlog, so this is my collaboration. Woo! And we're all really excited. We're all super tired because we were just here for like 2 days and we didn't sleep. So we're coming home. But stay tuned because I'm going to tell you all about Paris in the rain. See you soon, guys! Good morning, everyone. That video that you just watched was me in Paris last night in the train station, Gare du Nord, with my friend Rachel. Because I mentioned that these vlog series is for a class, we actually have to do a collaboration vlog, which is where one of our classmates stars and cameos in one of our vlog videos, and I decided to do Rachel. And she does these incredible montage videos. Her vlogs are awesome. Every time we watch them in class, I just enjoy watching them. So please make sure that you check out her page, like her videos, and subscribe. I've included the links to both of her YouTube pages in the description below. So that's our collaboration video bit. That's the academic part. In the video, you heard how crazy it was, and Rachel just sounds really vibrant. And then actually behind us in the video, there were a couple of our classmates dancing because we were all exhausted and they just wanted to be, you know, playful. That's a good word. But actually, it was a lot of fun, and that group was a really fun group to go to Paris, which is what I'm going to tell you about in these next few minutes. I'm going to tell you the story of how I experienced Paris in the rain. And for those of you who don't know, that's kind of like a cultural thing. Like, it's something that people really want to experience. If you've ever seen the movie Midnight in Paris, you would get it. Like, the main character just loves Paris in the rain. And if you haven't seen Midnight in Paris, you should really check it out, especially if you're into the 1920s expatriate artists and Paris and just that cultural love and affection for the city. So I got to experience Paris in the rain, and of course I'll tell you the story of how I did it, and then I'll give you some tips like always, and here we go. So I should already mention that I have been to Paris before this trip. I went back in 2013 for my French class, and it was a fun vacation sort of thing. It was 8 days, 4 of them were in Paris, the rest were in the south of France. And so when I went on this trip, a lot of the things that the people that I went with wanted to see were things that I've already seen before. And at first I was, I just wanted to hang out with people. I didn't really feel comfortable walking around Paris by myself, so I went with them, and I just told myself that it would still be a special experience. And it was a special experience, because even though I've seen the things that they saw this time before, it was still so special. So, Paris in the rain happened at Notre Dame Cathedral. For those of you who don't know what Notre Dame is, it's the Hunchback of Notre Dame's cathedral, basically, that Disney movie. And it's just this beautiful Gothic cathedral built in the 11th century. It's gorgeous. It has these beautiful stained glass windows, and when you just walk up to it, the building's just so massive. The towers are so high. You're standing there underneath it, and it's massive. And it's really easy to see because it's massive. And even if you can't see all the ornate details on it, you're still blown away by just the size of the architecture and just the power of the building and how old it is. It's great. And so the people that I went with, they went inside. They actually sat in on a Catholic Mass, and then they got kicked out at 7 o'clock when the bells rang, so I hung out with them. And after we saw the interior of Notre Dame and the front, the 2 towers, I asked if we could go down and walk along the river and see the building from the side, which you should check out. Like, if it's got these beautiful flying buttresses on the side. I think the side of the building is much more prettier than the front. So we went along the river, and it had been raining in Paris on and off all day, and that was really cool. And we were standing along the river, we were taking pictures. I had tears in my eyes because I was back in Paris, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. And all of a sudden, as we're finishing up with our pictures and deciding where to go next, this just rain shower just goes whoosh, and it starts raining really, really hard. And we're just standing in the middle of the river, And so we look over to the left, we're facing Notre Dame, we look over to the left, and there's this bridge, and there are already people gathering underneath it, so we run on really slick cobblestones. I'm really grateful that none of us fell. But we start running, and we get underneath the bridge, and we're stuck there for like another 30 minutes or so. But it was so cool. And first of all, it was really cool because it was just so French. Everything around me was French. You could hear all the tourists over on one side, all the little kids that are excited about the rain. And then in front of us, there was this man who had his bicycle with the basket on it. And like, it was great. He's pulled out some of his drinks that he had in his bicycle, and he propped himself up on one of the ledges in the bridge and just sat there and experienced the rainstorm just like we were. We had to keep moving down because the rain was still so heavy and there was wind. It was actually a thunderstorm. It really wasn't a rainstorm. It was more like a slightly severe thunderstorm because after 15 minutes of watching the rain, it started to hail. And you could just hear it hitting the water and the cobblestones and the hail. Some of the hail pieces came flying into the bridge, underneath the bridge, and, my professor picked it up and held it in his hand. He's like, yeah, that's a good size. That's a good size little hail ball right there. So it was great. I loved every second of it. And like I said, Paris it's cultural. Like, you want to be in Paris when it's raining. It's just something about it, especially at night. Now, that's just the only sad thing about the story is that it was during the day. But Paris at night, when people see the glowy streets and the cobblestones shining, they love it. They really do. And I enjoyed being underneath that bridge. Even though we weren't doing anything, we were just there. So you know how sometimes you have these moments in life where you're rushing and you're rushing and rushing, and all of a sudden you just stop? Like sitting in a park bench or just sitting at a coffee place where you just sit there and you're just there. You don't have to do anything. You're not in any sort of rush. You're not, you don't feel like you should be doing something. You're just existing. That's what we were doing underneath the bridge. And that's kind of the point of Paris. Paris is full of those places where you could just sit and exist. And here is why that is important to me. Because I didn't think, after my trip in high school, that I would ever be back to Paris. I had convinced myself that I would never go alone, and I still don't think I could really go, like, physically by myself. But I just convinced myself that I wouldn't be back, and that it would be okay, and that I could live without it. And this trip happened, and one of we were still in London, obviously. And of course, one of the excursions that we could also pay for was Paris, and, I took it. I got the scholarships for it. I paid for it. I took that opportunity to come back to Paris, and I made sure that I was with good company when I was in Paris because I knew I couldn't do it alone. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed just existing in Paris. It was a really cool moment for me because I made it happen. I love French. I love French culture. I love Parisian culture. I love everything about it. And there I was back at one of the most beautiful places in the world, sitting underneath the bridge in the rain in Paris. That's so cool. That's incredible for me. As anyone, not just me with the girl with a disability, but anyone. Coming back to a place that you love after you thought you wouldn't be back is just, I started crying. I don't know what other people do in those moments. My emotions leak out of my eyeballs, so it's fine. But the tips with this story, as jumbled as that was, the rain eventually stopped and we continued walking, but like, the point of that story is that no matter what happens, you can figure out a way to come back to wherever you want to go, or figure out a way to go wherever you want to go. You may not be able to go by yourself. Like, I'm still convinced I'd never be able to go to Paris by myself. I don't think it's very accessible. The metro, their version of the metro is really cool because there's just so many stops everywhere you look. But the crosswalks are so difficult to cross. The lights are a little bit smaller, so you can't see when it's green to go and red to stop. But otherwise, I mean, again, it's balancing independence and say I can't get around Paris independently very well. But I can safely do it with people that I know. And more importantly, I don't feel like I'm being a burden to those people because I speak French. So I make myself useful to those people. And also, I'm just good company. I'm good. But anyway, it's just, my first tip is to make it happen. Figure it out. I know that it's easier said than done. I mean, it took me 5 years to come back, and more importantly, I'm in college where these opportunities happen every single day. But even still, after feeling that feeling again underneath that bridge in Paris, I'm going to figure out a way to come back. It might be when I'm 30, it might be when I'm 40 or 47 or 50, whenever. It doesn't matter. I know that I'm going to come back. So even if it means saving pennies in a jar and texting friends all the time, like, hey, we really should go to Paris. Hey, we really should go to Paris. I could get you through Paris. I speak French. Please come with me so that way you can help me see. I'm going to make it happen. So that's my first tip. My second tip is if you do have to go with someone, make sure it's good company. Don't just go with someone because you know that you can't see. Go with people that you know are going to love it and appreciate it as much as you do. Because I was not the only one having a blast sitting underneath a bridge in Paris. Okay? My company, the people with me, really enjoyed it too. Because they love Paris just as much as I do. And that's really important. That makes or breaks a trip. And that's something that we really feel very powerless about is how other people feel and our actions and how we interact with them whenever we meet them. So, because I can't see, I'm kind of stuck with them. Does that make sense? So make sure that the people that you are stuck with, technically stuck with, that's the best word for it, are people that you would want to be stuck with. Are people that want to be where you want to be. And if that means going with people that you don't know very well, or if that means going with people that that you've just met like a couple weeks ago, like find people that want to be where you are. Don't feel like you have to be stuck somewhere that you don't want to be with people that don't want to be there. No. Go find good company. So make it happen and find good company, especially if you realize that you can't do it alone. Just because you can't do it alone doesn't mean that you still can't have a good time with people that want to be there. So that's my 2 tips. That was my story of Paris in the rain. I have plenty of other stories about Paris. If you're interested in them, please comment in the video. Please comment on this video. Just let me know. Or send me a message. I'll be happy to do more vlogs or talk about it more. I'm also happy to talk about Paris accessibility a little bit more too. But like I said, because this vlog series is London-centric, I kind of really just want to focus on that. Paris was just a fun excursion, and it's just something that I wanted to do. But again, let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do more videos about Paris. Also, don't forget to please like and subscribe to Rachel's channel. Seriously, her montages are awesome. Her videos are incredibly professional. You will love her. She actually won a scholarship to come onto this trip because of her video skills and because she's awesome. So really, check her out. She has my seal of approval for whatever it's worth. And I'm really happy that she did this collaboration vlog with me. We both had an incredible time in Paris. Anyway, that's my video, guys. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.